What's going on, everyone? Lauren Sisler here with AL.com, and I am hanging out with Mike, the real McCoy, which means you know what time it is. It's time to go head to head.
Oh, let's go now. Oh, now, now. Oh, let's go now. Oh, can't stop us. Oh, let's go now. Oh, now, now. Oh.
So it's always a treat when Mike McCoy is here in the house at AL.com. And, you know, Mike doing some big things, former wide receiver at Alabama, so he's going to give us the whole inside scoop on Bryce Young's first performance. But also, he's a coach himself, and he does things at its finest. Maximum performance is where you'll find him, coaching up the young lads who are getting ready for the next level, and also women. I know I'm going to come out there for a workout one of these days soon. I'm a little scared, but one of these days, I'm going to put me through the ringer. All right, so as someone that has been out there, has competed at the highest level with Alabama head coach Nick Saban, obviously been part of the Crimson Tide, you know what it takes to get the job done. And you look at this week one performance against Miami, you freaking got it right. Almost. On your prediction last week. What'd you say, Clay?
Mike got it freaking right.
Mike got it freaking right.
That's right.
That's right. Final score 44-13. And they took care of business. I just want your thoughts as a former receiver. Bryce Young was your quarterback. What about him would you be like, oh man, this kid's got it going on?
What's scary is this was his first game, and you guys know with the new rule where these kids can get paid, I thought that was an immense amount of pressure that was on him. So I was like, he's thinking about, I got to perform this and that, but the kid was cool as a cucumber. I was not expecting that. I was expecting maybe 2 touchdowns, maybe 250, call it a day. But he put on a show. He put on a clinic.
All right, and so when you look at kind of his mechanics, he was 27 for 38, 344 yards, 4 touchdowns. And
with some drop passes now.
There were some drop passes, that's right. And so we'll get into that. You got John Mechie, 6 of 76, flashy playmaking abilities.
Yes.
We know what John Mechie's about. We saw flashes of that last season. Obviously, this season, you add to the fold an impressive Ohio State transfer in Jamison Williams. He had 4 catches, 126 yards, and a touchdown. Woo! So what do you think about the receiving core? I know there were some drop passes, but when you're trying to make the replacements that you had from a season ago, that was a big storyline. How's this offense going to compete when you don't have Mac Jones and company out there?
Right.
Your thoughts, my friend.
Well, for me, I think it was the first game, got the jitters out, and I don't think those guys felt like they got the drops out of the way. It's not SEC play, so I'm cool with that. But you're supposed to be a receiver. You're supposed to catch a BB in the dark. You got to catch everything. Let's just throw that out there. But I think the kid from Ohio State, he adds a different dimension to the game. He can really stretch the field, and he showed just that. So him, I mean, you got 3 tiers. You got one that can stretch it, one that can go across the middle, and you got one that can sit in zones with Blade. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and then the run game obviously looked good behind Brian Robinson. He is one of those backs that just has that sheer that strength, right? I mean, he can just bulldog guys, pull guys down with him. Next thing you know, he's 10 yards up the field, you know, dragging guys down with him. So I'm excited to see him continue to grow, continue to develop. How does this rushing attack go? We talk about explosive plays. Alabama had 9 explosive plays in this season opener against Miami. And we talk about the goal of most teams.
Yes.
And what I'm told is 8 at Alabama. What was the goal for explosive plays for you guys?
It was about the same. Tried to get at least 6 pass, 2 rushing, but I think the criteria changes. We tried to get at least 15 yards rushing and plays over 18 to 24 yards passing. Could be skewed. It's been a while since I've been in the office, you know, but it was somewhere around there. So I think those are how you measure those because it changes the momentum of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So 9 explosive plays, obviously a key area there. Before we get to the defensive side of the football, I do want to make note of the fact that they went to Cameron Latu a lot.
Yes.
Cameron Latu, He had one from 25 yards out. He had 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
And so this is a kid that obviously his first career touchdowns come in this season opener. Pretty impressive performance. I mean, what do you think about getting the tight ends involved, man?
I'm still excited about the kid that's sitting on the sideline, Billingsley.
Jaleel Billingsley, yep.
Man, I'm thinking with those two, you got LeBron and Kobe type players. You never know. They're so different and versatile. So, but for me to see him getting the ball, I think that adds a fourth dimension.
Fourth dimension. And I know Coach Saban, there was some pictures that had surfaced and some video of him on the sidelines talking to Jaleel,
Right.
hyping him up. And I mean, I think that most people on the outside like us looking in think, oh, wow, Coach Saban is, doing a little something special, a little something extra that you don't see often from him as the coach of the football team, giving a little pat on the back.
Coach Saban, I needed some of that, man. I needed some of that.
The Alabama defense allowing just 30 points. Statistically speaking, only 266 total yards of offense, 178 passing from D'Eriq King. D'Eriq King's a veteran quarterback. He knows how to manage the game. Not an overly impressive performance. The defense forced 3 turnovers, y'all. 3 turnovers, so good start for them. And here's the big key. Third down conversions. Miami only converted 6 of 14 third downs. That's big.
Huge.
What did you think about this Alabama defense that a year ago you were over here pleading, saying, please, please, play better, please, play better?
Well, for me, I feel like they played well with the circumstances. They did what I thought they were going to do, contain him. I thought there were a couple instances where they could have held him to 3 first downs. So I still think they have some things to clean up on. But overall, as a defense, man, they look impressive.
Yeah, I think they really set the tone. They're a physical team. Obviously, one of the key guys that will be missing probably for the rest of the season, as Nick Saban mentioned in his press conference, Chris Allen.
Get better, champ.
Whew, not a good deal to go through. Broke his foot during the game, ended up coming out, and he will have surgery. So wishing him all the best, but of course, plenty of guys to kind of step in and hopefully fill the gaps there. So, preparing for Mercer. That's one of those weeks as we get into the prediction. I want to know from you. I'm gonna pick Alabama to blank them 60-0. That's my score for you. I want your prediction, but first, tell us how you get hype for a game like this.
Well, I can honestly say this is going to be a different type of offense they haven't seen in a long time. They run that old Georgia Tech offense, the wishbone, where you don't know a lot of misdirection. So it's going to be something that they're not accustomed to seeing. So with that being said, I think they might get in the end zone one time.
Oh.
But that's about it, though. But how to get hype for it, I think don't look at the scoreboard and just play. Don't look at the scoreboard, prepare, do what you're set out to do, and try to execute every play.
Love it. All right, what's your score?
63-7.
Oh.
It's guaranteed that I die a legend. Yeah, son, God, homie, I'm reverend. Breaks, just protecting my investment. Ask about me, integrity's not in question. Straight up, all the way up with the same ones that was down.